The life of Sir Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Churchill, a name synonymous with resilience, leadership, and determination. But who was this man who stood at the helm during Britain's darkest hour? Today, we take a journey through the extraordinary life of Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill, a statesman, writer, and orator who shaped the course of history. Winston Churchill was born on November 30th, 1874, at Blenheim Palace in Oxfordshire, England. As the eldest son of Lord Randolph Churchill and Jenny Jerome, an American heiress, young Winston grew up in an aristocratic but emotionally distant household. Despite his privileged background, Churchill struggled academically at school. However, he excelled in history and English, which foreshadowed his future as a writer and historian. After attending the Royal Military Academy Sandhurst, Churchill embarked on a military career, serving as a war correspondent and soldier in conflicts such as the Boer War in South Africa. These experiences gave him a first-hand understanding of war and strategy. In 1900, Churchill entered politics as a Member of Parliament for Oldham. His eloquence and charisma quickly earned him a reputation as a rising star in British politics. Initially a conservative, he famously crossed the aisle to join the Liberal Party in 1904, advocating for social reform and economic modernization. As President of the Board of Trade and later First Lord of the Admiralty, Churchill played a key role in modernizing the Royal Navy, preparing Britain for the challenges of the First World War. But his career wasn't without controversy. During World War I, Churchill's ambitious plan to open a new front against the Ottoman Empire at Gallipoli ended in disaster. The campaign led to heavy losses for the Allied forces, and Churchill was forced to resign from the Admiralty. Devastated but undeterred, Churchill joined the army and served on the front lines in France. This period of introspection fueled his determination to rebuild his political career. The 1920s and 1930s were a time of ups and downs for Churchill. Rejoining the Conservative Party, he served as Chancellor of the Exchequer, but faced criticism for his decision to return Britain to the gold standard, which worsened economic conditions. Out of office for much of the 1930s, Churchill used this time to write, paint, and warn against the rise of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. His warnings were largely ignored, earning him the nickname the Lone Voice in the Wilderness. In 1940, as Britain faced the onslaught of Nazi Germany, Churchill was appointed Prime Minister. His leadership during World War II became the defining chapter of his life. Churchill's stirring speeches, such as "We shall fight on the beaches," rallied the nation and inspired resistance against tyranny. Churchill's close collaboration with Allied leaders helped lay the groundwork for victory. From the beaches of Normandy to the conference tables at Yalta, he was a central figure in the Allied strategy that ultimately defeated the Axis powers. Despite his wartime heroics, Churchill faced political defeat in 1945 as Britain's electorate sought change and voted for the Labour Party. Yet, Churchill's story was far from over. In 1951, he returned to power as Prime Minister, focusing on rebuilding Britain and navigating the complexities of the Cold War. An accomplished writer, Churchill won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1953 for his historical works, including his 6-volume series, The Second World War. In 1955, Churchill retired from active politics, but remained a global icon. He spent his later years writing, painting, and reflecting on his extraordinary life. He passed away on January 24, 1965, at the age of 90. His state funeral was one of the largest in history, a testament to his impact on the world. Today, Winston Churchill is remembered as a symbol of courage and resilience. His words continue to inspire, and his legacy endures as one of the greatest leaders of the 20th century. Winston Churchill once said, "To each, there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to their talents and their calling. For Churchill, that moment came during Britain's darkest days, and he rose to the challenge, leaving an indelible mark on history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the remarkable life of Sir Winston Churchill.